Grab some paper and a pen, the show's about to begin. It's time to search the scriptures.
Search the Scriptures Radio.
Shalom, shalom, most high in Christ bless Indianapolis. You are tuned in to Search the Scriptures radio show, right? Every Friday, 6 o'clock. I got the crew with me to my right.
Officer Zuriel.
And to my left.
Officer Elijah.
And you know him as the reader.
Officer David.
Officer David.
Of course.
Hey, today we're going to answer why we call ourselves officers and things of that nature.
Yep.
You know, y'all brothers been holding it down. Y'all been holding it down. I'm happy to be back.
All praises.
I'm happy to be back. Hey, round of applause for my brothers for holding down a radio show. Round of applause for you brothers. Listen, Indianapolis, today, heavy topic. We're going to go into judging, right? Can we judge? What does it mean to judge? What is judging versus condemning? Right? Because we're under this impression in our community that pointing out the wrong that is done is somehow contrary to what God wants us to do. Right. So in other words, let the kid that's playing in the street get hit by the car.
Right. Don't say nothing.
If you tell him he playing in the street,
you're judging
him.
You're judging me.
Officer David, do the people a favor, do us a favor. Read that open in scripture for me.
The book of John, chapter 5 and verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me.
So the Bible testifies of Christ, and if we search the scriptures for questions like, can we judge? What is judging versus condemning?
Right.
In the Bible, it will give us those answers. Right. We'll be able to understand God's perspective and not man's. Give me a 2 Timothy chapter 4. Let's start there. Let's just warm it up before we, deep dive the subject. Watch this, because I want to go into the psychology of judging. You can't judge me, right? Come on.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 2.
Yep.
Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
All of that, you know what that is? That's a form of judging.
Right.
To correct someone, to tell them what they're doing wrong. How can you rebuke without saying that something that is being done is not what's supposed to be done? That is in the very definition of the word rebuke.
Right.
All right, come on.
For the time will come.
Because if you do not rebuke and correct and judge and make the people understand the do's and the don'ts according to God, the time in the future is going to come that what?
When they will not endure sound doctrine.
Now all of a sudden, only God can judge.
Right.
So we ain't listening to Peter no more.
Listen to Tupac.
We listening to Tupac now. And
Tupac.
Listen, don't try. We can't downplay it as if this is not a major only God can judge me movement.
Right.
Type Google only God can judge me and just type images. I'm talking about people getting it tattooed. Listen.
It's everywhere.
Public service announcement. Only God can judge me is Tupac. It ain't in the Bible. It's not in there.
It's not in there.
It's not in the Bible, y'all. Watch this. Keep reading.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. But after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
What does it mean? That means that everybody is going to find teachers of the Bible that agree with their lifestyles that they're living and will not speak against it. That's why you see so many denominations and abominations that are happening inside of many, many churches, because everybody has their own moral compass, might I say. Right? Where I think this is wrong and that. Okay, quick example, right? I know I ain't on topic. Quick example. It is common in our community that if a man lie with a woman that is married, the man that lied with that woman will say, that ain't between me, that's between you and your husband. I ain't married her. Hey, bro, don't talk to me, talk to your wife. You ain't married me, you married her. But in the Bible, God say you committed adultery as the man as well.
Yep.
But we have created a moral compass where a man can commit adultery with another man's wife and then tell that man, I'll take that up with your wife. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
So what'll happen is you heap to yourself other people, other voices that agree with that morality.
Right.
Right.
That's what this is talking about. Read it.
2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse
3.
3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine,
Uh-huh.
but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
Go ahead.
And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
Now, what is the fables that they're being turned to? Because we're talking about doctrine. So we're not talking about now you're picking up the Quran, you're picking up the Kabbalah, you're picking up all of these other Hindu religion and the Buddhist religion. We're talking about people that's using the Bible. I'll give you an example. Matthew chapter 7. Let's get Matthew chapter 7 and read verse 1. Watch this. Pay attention. You're only going to get this on Fridays at 6 o'clock. We only have 1 hour from 6 to 7 every Friday. Search the Scripture Radio Show. Make sure you're tuned in. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 1.
Did we say grab your paper and your pen?
Yes, we did.
You don't
we
need it
did.
today. Come on.
Judge not, that ye be not judged.
Oh, okay. Judge not that ye be not judged. That's verse 1. Officer David, do me a favor. I'm on the fly. How many verses are in Matthew chapter 7?
There are 29 verses.
There's 29 verses. Somebody tell me what 23 say. I'm just saying. What does 19 say?
Right.
What about 17?
Right.
Why is verse 1 so popular amongst our people?
Yeah.
What is it about this verse that makes it, remember that itchy ears thing that we was reading?
It suits their narrative.
Oh, okay.
Read that first verse.
It makes you feel good just to read the first one.
Right.
And not the ones behind it. Yeah. What'd you say, Officer David? Read it and then close the book.
Close the book.
Hurry up and close it. Hey, listen, we got to throw away our black highlighters.
Right.
You shouldn't have a black highlighter with your Bible.
No,
All right?
never.
It's supposed to brighten the words for you to see them, not black them out. Read it again for me. I'm sorry, y'all.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 1. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
That's good enough. We'll come back here later. Y'all ready to have a conversation about judgment?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Let's have a little conversation about judgment. Guess what we're going to start at? The beginning of the Bible. We're going to start in the Old Testament of the Bible. Hey, give me Exodus chapter 18 and verse 16. We're going to start reading some examples about judgment. We're coming back to Matthew 7. We will not conclude this show without explaining what Matthew 7 means. Right. But you know it wouldn't be Search the Scriptures Radio if we did not give you reference and context behind what we say.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be Search the Scriptures unless
we search
the Scriptures for you. I hope you got your paper and your pen every Friday at 6 o'clock. Read that for me, Officer David. Exodus chapter 18 and verse 16.
The book of Exodus chapter 18 and verse 16. When they have a matter, they shall come, they come unto me.
So this is Moses. When they have a matter, they come to Moses. Go ahead.
And I judge between one and another.
What do we do?
And I judge between one and another.
Listen, there has to be some type of judicial system in place for when your civilians or the people that you are over have disagreements amongst each other. Okay. Does America have judges? I mean, there is a book in the Bible called Judges.
Right.
This is a necessary operation for a nation. There's no nation on the planet that has no chief justice that can now enforce the laws that are being presented or disagreement. What he's explaining here is more of the moral or civil law approach. That's what he's discussing. Go ahead. You got something else?
Oh, I was just say they can understand that when they got to take somebody to court.
Right.
Yes.
You can understand that, right? But when it comes to your moral conduct, that's when it gets murky. Or you can't tell me, you can't judge me. But you can understand matters between people and stealing something, but not your own moral conduct.
You mean
but you believe in the Bible.
You mean if I took my tax check, right, and I bought a car and drove it off the lot and the engine dropped out of it, I would now understand that a judge might tell the person that sold it to me that ain't right. You shouldn't have sold him that lemon.
Right.
You saying that in that case we understand judging.
Understand that.
But not when it come to God's laws.
Exactly.
Oh
Not to
man,
your conduct.
we getting sticky already. we only 15 minutes in right now. Search the Scriptures radio show. What are we going over? Can you judge? What is judging versus what is condemning? Finish that up for me, officer. Read it from the top, please.
Exodus chapter 18, verse 16. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another. And I do make them know the statutes of God.
So listen, the judgment is not based on what that individual, in this case Moses, what he thinks, but the judgment is God's judgment. What does God say should happen in this situation? Give you an example. We're not going to read it. If a man steals something, then you must return it plus 1/5. So if I stole $5, I would have to add 1/5 of $5, which is an extra $1, and give you back $6. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's God's judgment. But you need judges that'll be able to enforce and implement the judgments of God. You get what I'm saying? So this is what Moses is doing amongst the people.
Right.
He's telling them what God said. Jump to verse 21.
Verse 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people
What?
able men, such as fear God.
One of the issues with our community is the men that have the authority to judge and not judge, they don't fear God.
Right.
So you see street justice and street judgments and individual that have influence, their morality all of a sudden overtakes communities.
Right.
When their morality is not the fear of God.
Right.
Go ahead.
Men of truth, hating covetousness.
You cannot have a covetous judge. Otherwise, they take bribes. There's judges that are in jail and have been prosecuted in this system because they took bribes. Go ahead.
And place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. And let them judge the people at all seasons.
So at all seasons, people are having disputes, and you need people that can judge between. This is, like I said, this is the civil, that moral law that he's talking about. A lot of this is civil, right? You having an ought with your neighbor is a civil matter. Go ahead.
And it shall be that every great matter,
and if it's too high, go ahead,
they shall bring unto thee. But every small matter they shall judge.
You know what that is today? That's the Supreme Court versus your local judicial branches.
Right.
When the locals can't get it right, what do the lawyers do? They put in all type of paperwork to take it to the Supreme Court so that they can now get a judgment from the highest court possible. Where they get that from?
The Bible.
The Bible. That's how it was established with the elders and with Moses. See, you only gonna learn that on Search the Scriptures radio show, y'all. You're not going to learn that anywhere else. How y'all brothers feel?
Feeling good?
All right, y'all got something for me? What you got?
Let me get Sirach 45 real quick.
Okay.
Yep.
I was going to say this for later, but we might as well hit it now.
Hit it now.
45 and read verse 26.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 45 and verse 26.
Come on.
God give you wisdom in your heart to judge his people.
To do what?
Judge his people.
And how are we going to judge God's people? Read.
In righteousness.
In what?
In righteousness.
In righteousness. Just like Moses said up in the beginning, in righteousness, we would judge the people, meaning we would make known to the people what God has to say.
Yes.
Come on.
That their good things be not abolished, and that their glory may endure forever.
So God already gave us the wisdom. The wisdom is the Bible. And we get to judge the people and make them know right from wrong, according to God.
And that's according to the scriptures, right? Right. So we ain't got back to Matthew 7 yet, but it's okay. Deuteronomy. Get the one in Deuteronomy 1. Because I told the people they was going to learn what we called officers today.
Yep.
Right? Officers. We called captains and deacons and bishops, so forth and so on. That's all biblical. It's not the normal title for churches here, but it's a biblical title. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, captains over hundreds, and captains over fifties, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. And I charged your judges at that time.
So what are these captains and officers? Judges. They were selected because they understood God's laws and how to practically implement it into the lives of the people when they had disputes. Go ahead.
And I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously.
And judge how?
Righteously.
It's the same thing you just read.
Right.
But we've been telling y'all on Search the Scriptures radio show that the Apocrypha is part of the Bible. Those 14 books were there before they were taken out in the early 1700s. But I digress. Go ahead.
And judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's.
For the judgment is whose?
God's.
That's why if somebody did certain sins, you went in the Bible and say, okay, God said if you did this, then this should be your punishment.
Right.
That's it. All we doing is giving you what God said. Right. Go ahead.
And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it.
Same thing. He's reiterating it. I ain't gonna go into the history of why, but he has to reiterate this in the Old Testament. You end up hearing it over and over again. Now, in that it talked about not having respect of persons, right? Because the judicial system of today, or the injustice system, is what one can call it, is based off of monetary gain. Okay. Famous case. I don't know how old you are listening to this, but there was a guy by the name of O.J. Simpson. A lot of evidence stacked up against him, whether he was guilty or whether he was innocent. God is the final judge. However, one thing that stood out in that case was they called his lawyers the dream team. Right. Because he had the financial backing to get the best lawyers in the world, the Johnny Cochrans and the Kardashians and all of these lawyers, to be on his team to help him win the case. Right. So now finances can sway your ability to be free or not free. And you don't see that inside the Bible. What you got, officer?
Oh, I'm just going to bring it back to, well, I'm going to go here first. Give me Matthew 18 verse 18 real quick. I'm going to go here real quick. Because this is how important those judges are. And it's how the Lord look at those judges. Because when them judges bind something in righteousness, it takes hold. Read that real quick.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 18. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
Read that one more time.
Whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
So that righteous judgment, when you bind that thing on earth, it is also bound in heaven. It is not a joke when the righteous men of the Lord pronounce righteous judgment. Come on.
And whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
So that's why it's important to only do righteous judgment according to the law. You can get Leviticus?
I'm gonna jump around a little bit because we already 20 minutes in. Y'all know how quick this thing goes. We only got 20 minutes, so we need to. Let's get to this center section, right? Let's talk about the injustice system. Give me Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4, because we understand law and we understand justice, but we understand it from the point of being an oppressed people. Right. So when now people that look like us start to judge matters and start to say, well, this is what it says in the Bible and this and that, we've got every excuse. But those that have oppressed us over centuries, this is their law. Go ahead. Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4.
The book of Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore, the law is slacked.
What happens?
The law is slacked.
Even though this country is supposed to be based off of biblical law, they also said that there's a separation of church and state. Meaning what? That men came up with their own version of laws. And these laws in this time in this America is what equals injustices like Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, right? Everything with the George Zimmerman and the who's the Tamir Rices and things like that, where the cop shot him, he didn't even get out of the car in 1 second. Right? A 12-year-old kid looked like a baby, in my opinion. He looked like a baby. You start seeing the justices. Why? Because of what? Read it.
Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth.
This is the result of not being able to judge right and wrong according to God's laws, but according to man's doings. According to the system that we're currently in today. We can't say that we don't understand laws because the child support office is full of women that have men in court. Right. Full of it. Collecting checks. So we have an understanding of judgment because we go for judgment when it's in our benefit.
Right.
When it's to benefit us tangibly as we walk this earth, but we try to reject it when it comes to God. Give me Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16. Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16. Let's talk about injustice. Right now, it's a powder keg in America with immigration. We're immigrating the people that was here that the land was stolen from. It's like somebody coming in your front door, kicking you off your couch, and then migrating you out of your front door, saying you're not supposed to be here. I said this was my house now.
Right.
Watch this. Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16.
The book of Psalm chapter 50 and verse 16.
What am I showing? I'm showing what happened when the God's judges, when the prophets stopped judging the people and others came in to judge. Watch this.
But unto the wicked, God saith,
What?
What hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
The Lord is upset saying, why are you even touching the Bible? They put their hand on the Bible, get sworn in as judges and things like that. God said, what are you to declare my statutes? Go ahead.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth. Seeing thou hatest instruction.
Seeing that the things that I said in my laws for you to do, you hate those things. Go ahead.
And castest my words behind thee.
And you treat this Bible and what God said to do and not do, you cast it behind you as if it's nothing. Go ahead.
When thou sawest a thief.
Oh, listen to what it says. America, when you saw a thief, go ahead.
Then thou consentest with him.
You consented with that thief. Go ahead.
And hast been partaker with adulterers.
All around this country, there's adulterers, and the infrastructure of the country is set up to do such things. Go ahead.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Watch this. Watch this. It says, who are thou to declare my statutes? Thou sawest a thief and consented with him. Watch this. Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 17. What is the Bible talking about? I'm just going to give one example of consenting with thieves. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 17. Cursed be he that moveth his neighbor's landmark.
What does it mean to move your neighbor's landmark? Y'all brothers, help me. What does it mean to move your neighbor's landmark? What is God saying in his laws?
Don't remove somebody out of their land. That's what he's saying. Don't take a man and move him out of his land, and now you claiming that land.
And you know what? I would give y'all a semi-modern example, right? You got Lake Lanier down in Georgia. Well, they took a whole town, moved everybody out, flooded the town. You got people, houses, you got people's families, what you want to call it, cemetery plots and all that. That's moving a person's landmark. You taking everything from them, destroying them, and moving them out the way.
What's the famous park in New York?
Central Park.
Central Park was an all black community, and they forced them out.
Forced them out.
You got something, officer?
Isn't it even in this city? There was a prominent black neighborhood right up Indiana Avenue.
Yes.
It was taken up by that university.
Yes, and it was taken by the university. To move someone, read it again. I don't want to butcher what it says. Read it again.
Psalm chapter 50, verse 16.
No. I want the Deuteronomy 27.
Deuteronomy 27 and 17.
Yeah.
Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark.
You Today they call them property lines.
Right.
You ever heard of property lines? Well, you get the surveyor to come out. The surveyor surveys the property. They put stakes in the ground and they say, look, this is your property line.
Right.
Biblically, God said, look, don't be stealing property from each other.
Right.
Don't move that landmark. Don't move that survey line so that you get an extra acre. You get an extra yard. Oh, I want all the lake on my side, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it to right here. Those were the things that they had to bring before Moses. Bring before the officers and the captains for them to judge between. Hey, this brother moved my landmark. And the judges had to make diligent inquisition and judge between that matter. Why am I going into this? Because America didn't follow that when it came to taking over this land.
Nope.
They moved all of the landmarks and made their own. They divided states and cities and countries and counties based off of what they wanted to do. And that's not just this country. That's also the way they divided up Africa the same way.
Same way.
With the Berlin Conference.
Right.
Yep.
Where the European nations decided how they would split up Africa among themselves and make them small colonies.
Yep.
Even the Americas, when we look at how it was formed, you had the French, the British, the Dutch, you had the Spanish that had a piece of it.
Yep.
And after a while, the American colonies are born. We all know the history. But that ain't according to God. Watch this, Obadiah verse 5. We talking about judges. I would want the men that know the Bible to judge me instead of having to leave my hands in a corrupt injustice system.
Right.
You understand us as your brothers telling you right from wrong could prevent you from being in a system where you will be marginalized and where you will be done wrong and oppressed. Watch this, Obadiah verse 5.
Even on the back of their money, you know they say, in God we trust.
Yeah.
What God do they really trust in?
Well, remember there was a bombing that happened recently, right? And they said now that the bombs are dropped, now we can negotiate peace. That's sort of like this philosophy that this country has developed over the centuries is decimate and break the will of the people and then make them follow the peace that you put in.
Yeah. Follow
God is
our
not
way.
with it.
You know they call bullets? Freedom seeds.
Oh,
man. Oh, man.
Obadiah verse 5. Read that.
The book of Obadiah, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
If thieves came to thee,
Uh-huh.
if robbers by night,
Listen, he's giving an analogy. If thieves came, if robbers by night, go ahead.
how art thou cut off?
How are you cut off? Go ahead.
Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Listen, he said the average person or the average evil man will break into a house and take and then be like, all right, my bag is full. Let me go. Go ahead.
If the grape gatherers came to thee,
Uh-huh.
would they not leave some grapes?
It's like you dropped a couple grapes. They'll leave them. They'll go on about their business, right? Read.
How are the things of Esau searched out?
Mm-hmm.
How are his hidden things sought up?
Mm-hmm.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Listen to what the scripture starts describing, because the issue is we've made the Bible into a fairy tale book. So now we read it. We live in this life and we're reading the Bible and we're not connecting the dots. This place was stolen from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea. And then they built courthouses on top of the stolen land. You ask us if we can judge. Yet you say you can't judge me. But you'll go in a system that was built on top of bones.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Watch this. Give me the broken treaties history. That's what I want. Yeah, just a small little clip of it. Broken treaties history. Somebody look up that article. Listen, brothers and sisters, you're only going to get this on Fridays at 6 o'clock on Search the Scriptures radio show. Grab your paper and your pen. What are we going over? Judging. Judging in our community. Should we judge? What is judging versus condemning? Let's read about it.
The United States signed nearly 400 treaties with Native American nations between 1778 and 1871.
So 400 treaties were signed. Go ahead.
Every single one of them was either broken, amended unfairly, or violated in some way by the U.S. government.
This is the judges that judge the people today. Right. I'm not justifying some of the acts we do. We do some of the most harsh and evil things to each other as well. We know that. what people don't, right? China and Asia and Iran, Iraq, you see stuff everywhere. We're not the only community that has infighting, although ours is blasted for the world to see as if we're the most violent in the world. But I would think that making 400 treaties and breaking every single treaty that you made makes you unjust.
Right.
Yet, as we make the decision on these guys and our pastors or the prophets and whether or not they can judge us, we say, no, you can't judge me. Only God can judge me. But the people that broke 400 treaties, when I get a ticket, I'll go in their courtroom and say, hey, I wasn't going 55 and a 40.
Right.
We'll stand before judges in our entire life to be civil, but when it comes to God and people that look like, I can't judge.
Right.
And they have a history of bad judgment. Watch this, Zephaniah chapter 11 and verse 5. What are we talking about? You want God's prophets to be back on the earth doing righteous judgment. Come on.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5.
Listen good, listen good.
Whose possessors slay them.
The people that possess us also kill us. And what?
And hold themselves not guilty.
Wait a minute. That's in the Bible.
That's in the Bible right
That's
there.
inside the Bible. Read it again.
Whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty.
Go ahead.
And they that sell them say,
What?
Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Listen, it says the people that sold them say, blessed is the Lord, for I am rich. Watch this. You want to talk about judgment? Give me Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. Was men on the earth supposed to be selling men on the earth? Was your ancestors supposed to be slaves? Was that righteous judgment? Slaves obey your master and all this other crap that was taught to us when we were locked up in chains, and they're supposed to be the judges of the earth. Read what God's law said.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand,
What?
he shall surely be put to death.
So God's law said you are not allowed to steal a man and sell him.
Was we not stolen and sold?
Here's what I'm saying. The judgment system is set up after corruption happened, and nobody questions the judges. But when the men of the Lord come into the community and say, this is what we need to do according to God, now we take issue. Go back to Zechariah. So Exodus said you can't steal a man and sell him. This is what they said. Read it again.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
And do what?
And hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say.
The people that sold us said what?
Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
They gave praise to God. Remember, we just read, who art thou to declare my statutes? They
thought God was with them.
They thought, you know what they called it? Manifest destiny.
That's exactly
They
what
called it manifest the breaking of God's laws. They said it is our destiny to do this.
And then thank God after they
Yes, to conquer.
Hey, we ain't saying that in this abstract. I don't know how y'all ever seen them lynching videos, lynching pictures.
Yes.
Where they got the Klan, they got people having picnics while we hanging from a tree with the pastor in the back and all that. Right? That's not nothing new. Right?
Not at all.
Don't even if they do go to court, they having a picnic in the court. You already know he's going to be found not guilty.
Easy.
This is just history.
Easy.
Straight history.
Easy work. But yet, because of modern day comforts, we act like this injustice system doesn't exist. We act like there's not a need for righteous judgment on the earth. Get me Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. We act like there are not laws that are being made even right now as we speak that are contrary to the benefit of our communities. Yet you ask us why we come to our community to judge, because our community needs it more than everybody else's. Read that.
The book of Psalm chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
How can someone frame mischief by a law? Now y'all know on Search the Scriptures Radio, we don't just read it. We're going to give it to you straight. We're going to let you see it. Give me the 13th Amendment. of the Constitution of the United States of America. The Bible says that the throne of iniquity frames mischief by laws. They use their judicial system to frame mischief.
Yep.
Let me give you an example. Read that.
The 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, ratified on December 6, 1865,
So it was ratified. Go ahead.
officially abolished slavery.
This is that Juneteenth that everybody's celebrating. Let's see what really happened. Listen, your pastor ain't going over stuff like this. You only gonna get this on Search the Scriptures Radio, or if you hit that email,
Search the Scriptures Radio at gmail.com.
you gotta hit the email, because this is how we teach all day, every day, 24/7. You ain't gonna get this nowhere else. I'm sorry, Rita. Read that for me, officer.
The 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, ratified on December 6, 1865, officially abolished slavery and involuntary servitude throughout the United States.
So it's abolished, right? Officially, it's done.
It said
No
that.
more slavery, right? Or did they frame mischief by law? Keep reading.
With the exception
With the exception of what?
of punishment for a crime.
So there was certain wording that was placed inside the 13th Amendment that slavery was abolished except punishment for a crime.
Yep.
And think about this, y'all. Think about this. Remember back in the 1980s, early 90s, when they came out with all these crime bills. The crime bill in 1994, when they put on more time for having crack cocaine
Right.
versus powder cocaine, right?
Even though you need powder in order
To make
Oh,
crack.
okay. I'm
Right.
not a chemist or
Right.
anything. I'm
Give you double the time. And so once our people got caught up in that with the music changing, now it's cool to be a drug dealer.
Yep.
We out there on the streets, then we get caught up in the system. Where we back at? Back in the slavery.
We're back in the except.
In the exception part.
Because down south they call it the chain gang. You're going straight to the chain gang. That's that mischief by a law.
Watch this. Give me some of those black codes, the vagrancy laws. We giving y'all history today on Search the Scriptures Radio.
Right.
We ain't forgot. But what we want to show you is injustice. Somebody got to judge righteous judgment on the earth. Come on.
Restrictions on labor and movement. Vagrancy laws. Declared black people vagrants if they were unemployed or without permanent residence.
So these are former slaves that were leaving the plantation. They said, look, anybody that's unemployed or don't have a house, you breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
Wait a minute, I was a slave last week. When did I have time to get a job
And get a house.
and buy a house? But because they put that exception into the 13th Amendment, they follow it up with vagrancy laws, stuff like this. And all of a sudden, when you look at the statistics, as soon as slavery is abolished, the prison population explodes instantly, simultaneously. Why? Because in order to stop that civil war that was happening, there had to be negotiations. There had to be a way of pleasing both sides. So how did they please the one side, which were the Republicans? They said slavery is abolished. How did they please the Democrats? By putting the except inside the 13th Amendment. They framed mischief by laws. Give me another good one. Then we gonna move on.
labor contracts.
Uh-huh.
Freedmen were often required to sign yearly work contracts.
Uh-huh.
If they quit before that contract ended, they could be arrested, fined, or forced back into work.
Which is what?
That's slavery.
That's slavery,
That's
y'all.
what that was.
If you can't quit your job, or they gonna grab you and fine you and send you back to your job, guess what you are? A slave.
And a lot of these labor contracts were with the old plantation owners
Yes.
for
Right,
sharecropping.
yes.
Sharecropping.
That was,
Yep.
So you just stayed on that plantation. You didn't go nowhere.
And what that also meant is the people that were ruling over you and abusing you and things like that, you went to go work back up under them, and their characteristics hadn't changed. They haven't changed their personality. They're even more mad because now you think you's free.
Right.
No. Welcome back.
That's exactly what they did.
Welcome back. You get what I'm
Gonna get
saying?
away.
Yeah.
But you gotta buy everything from me that you need.
Right. So then you see the bogus currencies coming out, and they would come up with plantation currencies that were only good at certain plantation stores. So a group of 10, 15 plantations would come together and make a plantation currency and pay that to their indentured servants or their sharecroppers at that time, and it was only good for their store. So they didn't have to worry about them leaving because you couldn't spend it in the next state over. Right. It's only good for our store. Framing mischief by laws. Give me Psalms chapter 94 and verse 16. Listen, you're tuned into Search the Scriptures radio show every Friday at 6 o'clock right here on AM 1310 95.1 FM.
Right.
Read that for me. Psalms chapter 94 and verse 16. Officer Zuriel, how can they contact us?
Hey, you can contact us via email, searchthescripturesradio@gmail.com.
All right. Psalms chapter 94 and verse 16.
The book of Psalm chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
God has a question. He's saying that there's evil in the world. Who's going to rise up against the evil that's happening?
Right.
So easy to blend in and get along just to get along. God is looking for bold men that care about his laws, care about his people, care about his son, that will rise up for him against the evil that is happening in this world. Go ahead.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
That's what the prophets of the Lord are doing. Give me Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. We're going to speed it up a little bit, because you know we got to get back to Matthew chapter 7.
You got to finish that.
Come on.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Listen, it said that we were made to watch after the house of Israel. Go ahead.
Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
And give them what?
Warning from me.
What you have to understand, we out on the street teaching and we see abominations, people buying on Sabbath, stuff like that. And we'll bring it to them. Hey, you know you're not supposed to be doing this and that. That's just a warning.
Right.
We are not the condemners of men. We don't have the backing or ability to carry out any judgment for the laws that you are currently breaking. What we're simply doing is warning you that there is a final judge.
Right. Right.
And you ask Christian on sheet, so what is the wages of sin? They'll say death. But that's what I'm trying to warn you for. that's the whole game. That's the ball.
But see, when we say the wages of sin is death, we think this mortal body. We don't think the second death.
Right.
Because nobody's teaching the second death. Nobody's teaching that there comes a time when you will stand before the final judge. So God told us, give them warning. Go ahead.
When I say unto the wicked,
What?
thou shalt surely die,
Same thing you was just saying, officer. Go ahead.
and thou givest him no warning.
And you're too much of a coward to tell somebody doing wrong in your face that they're doing wrong, or that sinning, that's a sin. I do not agree. You should not be doing it. Go ahead.
Nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
You know what I like about that we just always read past? To save his life. To save his life. It says, son of man, I made you a watchman. Give him warning to save his life.
Right.
Go ahead.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
When you know better, God requires you to do better. It's not no question, no ifs, ands, or buts about it for us. Because we've studied this Bible. We studied God. We studied his laws. We know right from wrong. It is our obligation to go out in the community and tell the people Christ is coming. God is alive. You are living in the last days. Babylon the Great, a.k.a. the United States of America, will fall as prophesied in the book of Revelation, and it is time to get right with God. It is our obligation to tell the people that.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yet, if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way.
And you've warned them. That's what we're doing. We're just giving you warning. Take heed or don't. Go ahead.
He shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
God is pleased at the man that will tell you right from wrong in the eyes of God. That's it. This ain't about you. This is about our obligation to God and our love for our people.
Right. Absolutely.
That's what it's about. Let's get it. Matthew chapter 7. Let's get some understanding on only God can judge. Let me explain something. To say only God can judge me diminishes the fact that he's God.
Right. I don't think you want God to judge
No,
you.
like, yeah, I don't think you've read the
Like-
Bible. This is the God that destroyed the 5 cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Correct?
Correct.
This is the God that put the Israelites on slave ships and scattered them all around the world.
Killed everybody on the whole earth.
That had,
flood.
right,
Yeah.
right.
The
That
whole
had
world.
Ezekiel baking cakes of dung.
Right.
Right?
Same God.
That used language to divide nations and create wars. This is that God that we
God.
reading about.
Cause they call him Lord of Terrors.
They-
Yeah. The God,
King of terrors.
what did it say? Alashijah, the terrible demon-like
Like
power.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That God? You want him to judge you? I don't want no smoke. God, listen, Lord. Forgive them for they know not what they
Hey,
do.
remember when he was in the wilderness with Moses, he opened the earth up and swallowed all of them
And then just closed it.
Close it back up.
and closed it back up.
I don't know what Bible y'all reading. But them plagues in Egypt,
That happened.
them 10 plagues, I'm not, I don't want,
I don't want no smoke with God.
come on, y'all.
Oh man, I had to do
Give me Matthew 7. Find it for me. Give me Matthew 7.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 1.
I'm just saying, you're negating the power of God, talking about only God can judge me. You don't want to see that man.
No.
You don't want to see God. You don't want to see his judgment. Go ahead.
Judge not, that ye be not judged.
Christ said, don't judge lest ye be judged.
For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
So, whatever you judging, that same thing is going to be judged against you, is what God is saying. So what that does is, if you're going to call yourself a judge, you better be to have your stuff together. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Let's keep reading. We're reading the other verses in Matthew chapter 7. It says, verse 1 is the most famous one, and everything else is a black highlighter. Keep reading.
And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye?
Listen, you're trying to tell somebody else what's wrong with them. Go ahead.
But considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye.
And what you're doing is worse than what they're doing. Go ahead.
Or how wilt thou say to thy brother,
What?
let me pull out the mote out of thine eye?
Hey man, let me help you fix the things that's wrong with you. Go ahead.
And behold, a beam is in thine own eye.
Well, what's wrong with you is worse than what you telling him to fix about himself. You got a beam in your own eye. Listen, what is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 1 actually talking about? Verse 5 is going to tell you. Go ahead.
Thou hypocrite.
Thou what?
Hypocrite.
I can't be an adulterer telling people not to commit adultery. I can't be a thief telling people not to be a thief. I can't be a robber and telling people not to rob. So forth and so on. If I'm breaking the Sabbath, buying, selling, cooking, cleaning on the Lord's Sabbath day, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Lord's Sabbath day biblically. I know modern interpretations have changed it, but the Bible is still the same. If I'm breaking the Sabbath, I cannot now judge you or tell you that you can't break the Sabbath.
Right.
If I'm an adulterer, I can't stand on a corner and tell people not to commit fornication and adultery. I would be a hypocrite. I would be verse 5. Read it.
Thou hypocrite. First cast out the beam out of thine own eye.
Listen, judge not, because he was speaking to hypocrites.
That's right.
He's not saying don't judge at all. Just let the world just go to chaos. I'm telling y'all, this chaos thing that we got going on has to stop. You know what happens in chaos? Julio Fulios.
Yep.
Young Dolphs. That's what happens.
Drill music.
Drill music. That's sweeping all over the country. That's your sons and your... I tell you what, you ain't gonna go to their court date and tell the judge, thou shalt not judge. Hey, judge, can I read you this? Matthew chapter 7, judge not. They'll say, hey, get him out of my
get 'em out the
courtroom.
court.
Life. They giving out football jersey numbers to our children right now to this day, and we still playing. We watched our uncles get them jail sentences. Now they passing them down to 13, 15, 17-year-olds.
Right.
Just watch a young man, 20 years old, get 3 life sentences without the possibility of parole. You telling us not to judge. You better have somebody in the community that's straightening this stuff out.
Right.
Read it again, officer.
Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
2 Corinthians chapter 10. Let's expound on this a little bit. I only got 8 minutes. Let's make it fast. Only got 8 minutes. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5 and 6.
2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 5.
Watch this.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
Because this injustice system in America even exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Go ahead.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
That's what we're trying to do, is to bring your thoughts into the captivity of the obedience of Christ. Watch this.
And having a readiness to revenge all disobedience.
And we try to correct all the disobedience and people rebelling against God, but when?
When your obedience is fulfilled.
After you got your stuff together, then you reach out and help somebody else. They say when the plane go down and the oxygen mask drop, put yours on first. Then you can help the person to the side of you. Ain't no good to nobody till you get your oxygen mask on.
Right.
That's what God is telling us. Give me 1 Corinthians 2:15. We're talking about judging. Is there a need for righteous judges in our community? Absolutely it is. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15.
1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 15.
Talking about judge not. Read the next 5 verses. Go ahead.
But he that is spiritual judgeth all things.
Wait a minute. So is Paul and Christ not on the same page? The Bible says the man that is spiritual judges all things. What does it mean to be spiritual? Give me that real quick. Romans chapter 7.
Yep.
I'm running out of time. I'm telling y'all. Hey, listen. Praise Indy. Praise Indy. Let me tell you, praise
Indy.
Search the Scriptures radio show. We need more time. You don't understand the level that we have skipped in every show that we have ever done. Read that for me, please, sir.
The book of Romans chapter 7 and verse 14. Where we know that the law is spiritual.
That what?
The law is spiritual.
Go back to 1 Corinthians. It said, know that the law is spiritual. Watch this. 1 Corinthians
chapter 2, verse 15. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things.
Because his obedience is right. He's striving to keep the commandments of God. God makes that man an officer, a captain, a bishop, a deacon, a judge.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yet he himself is judged of no man.
Why? Because there is no sin if you keep in the commandments of God. Watch this. Stay in the same book, chapter 6, verse 2 and 3.
1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 2. Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Oh, wait a minute. They're going to what?
The saints shall judge the world.
Go ahead.
And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
So what it's saying is when God's kingdom is established, we're going to judge the entire world. So you telling me I can't tell a man that's a whoremonger that's beating his wife to stop beating his wife, or I'm judging him?
Right.
How about this? How about I tell him to stop before the real judges with the injustice system step in and judge his behind?
He don't want that kind of judgment.
How about I can catch the kid when he first starts selling drugs instead of him being so deep into it he can't stop and get a RICO case and sent to jail for the next 78 years of his life?
Hey, that's the missing component in our neighborhoods. Nobody is telling these kids to stop.
Nobody's telling the parents to tell the kids to stop. You got parents with low morality teaching kids even lower morality. Degradation of entire communities is happening before our eyes, but you can't judge me.
Right.
We have lost our minds. That's what we've done. Is that it on that, officer?
There's the next verse.
Know
ye not that we will judge angels?
Woo. Go ahead.
How much more things that pertain to this life?
So listen, it's saying the messengers of God. We will judge the messengers of God as well. But how much more things pertaining to this life? Remember 1 Corinthians 5, he said, keep not company with fornicators. Not to all the fornicators of this world, lest ye lead the world. Right. I'm quoting 1 Corinthians chapter 5. I think it's down to verse 13. Go read it on your own time. I ain't got time because Praise Indy got to give us more time. That's why. All right.
But Paul judged that matter in Corinthians. We just don't have time to show you. So can we judge and should we judge? Absolutely.
But let me show you the final judge.
Right.
The final boss. The only God. If you got only God can judge me tattoos on your mirror, on your car, then let me show you what you waiting on. Because maybe you never read this.
Right.
Give me Revelation chapter 20. I want verse 11 and 12. Watch this.
Bring it out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 11.
Watch this. Come on.
And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away.
Because the earth and the heaven reverence and respect God. That's an honor, right? It's a similitude. Go ahead.
And there was found no place for them.
Uh-huh.
And I saw the dead, small and great.
See, this that second death. He saw the dead, small and great, meaning you were a great man or you were small, meaning stature, mobility, nobility, your status. Go ahead.
Stand before God.
And they stood before who?
God.
God. Go ahead.
And the books were open.
Uh-huh.
And another book was opened.
Listen, your books of what you did in your life are going to be open before God. And that other book is the Bible. It says it. Go ahead.
And another book was opened, which is the book of life.
The Bible is the book of life.
Right.
Go ahead.
And the dead were judged.
What?
The dead were judged out of those things.
You want to be judged by God. Revelation chapter 20, verse 11 and 12. That's your chapter. Right under God can judge me. Start putting REV 20, 11 and 12. So you can remind yourself of what's going to happen. And what happened?
Were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works.
You don't want that smoke. Trust me, you don't want that smoke. Listen, we had to rush through it, but we made it. This has been Search the Scriptures radio show. Officer David, please get me the closing scriptures. Tune in every Friday, y'all, 6 p.m. Go ahead.
The book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 11. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so.
And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.